A lot of you guys know who Olivia Rodrigo is. She's an actor, she's a singer, and she's part of, let me get the title right, High School Musical, the series. That's what it's called. High School Musical, the series, which is quite popular with younger audiences. I feel very old talking about this. I'm 24. I'm not like a baby, but I'm not old. But I haven't been keeping up with this until recently. This sort of popped up on my radar. Now, let me pull this article up for you guys. This is the Vulture article about the situation. This is the situation. This is the drama. Okay? Now, before all this, we should note that there is a song. The song is called Driver's License, as you can see here. And the song is doing very, very well. The song is projected to go number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 by some sources. It's projected to go top 2. It's projected to go top 5, top 10. It's going to do really, really well. It's one of the most streamed songs on Spotify right now. It's big. You know what I mean? Like it's quite a big song. And what I want to do first, before I even get into the drama, which I assure you is not that big of a deal, I want to listen to the song. Because I think the song is more important. I think it's more interesting. And so what I'm going to do is, I guess I'll watch the video. I guess what we'll do is we'll watch the music video. Hopefully we won't get pulled. Golly. Well, what we'll do is that we'll play the lyrics video from Vibe Music and see how it goes. So I'm going to play the lyrics video. I'm going to try not to get, my stream booted. I want you guys to listen to the song. If you haven't heard it yet, I want to hear what your opinions are. I'm going to share my opinion afterwards, and we'll see what it do. We'll see how it goes. Okay, here we go.
This is Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Got my driver's license last week, just like we always do.
Alone past your street.
Okay, are we still here? We're not quinxed? Okay, we're here. Okay, so let's talk about the song quickly. So, I like the song. A good deal. I think it's good. I think that the song is, obviously it's very melodramatic, it's very emotional, it's very sad. It's very 17-year-old relationship breakup thing. Stop it, Will. I think that the song is a bit limited in certain senses, and I'll say what they are now. But I don't want you to get this sense that I'm trying to downplay her talent, which is very evident, or that I'm trying to downplay the song in general and the people who worked on the song. This was written and produced, I think, by some very sharp people, some very sharp musicians, some music people in the industry. And what I think holds it back, for one, is that the song, I think there's just some stylizations within the song, within her performance, and within the sound of the song overall, that feel pretty, I guess you could say generic. I guess you could say, stuff that you've heard before. For one, her voice, she's going for a very, Lord Birdie kind of sound at points. And I think she really distinguishes herself in how she hits these high notes, of course, and how she effortlessly flies between that head voice, which is really beautiful and fluttery, and then that really powerful belt that doesn't sound very strained or very weird at all. It's like she goes in between this very stylized, kind of Lorde-esque, lower range. Forever I cry long past your street. You're going for very the narrower vowels, a lot of vocal fry, the breathiness, the emotion, and I think it's an effective style. But I do think that it makes it difficult a bit to distinguish her, even in that bridge. The group vocal that she does with her upper and lower register with the octaves. So it feels like it does sound a lot like a Lord bridge, like an older Lord bridge. And Lord is not a bad person to get your inspiration from. She's an amazing artist. But I think one of the key things for Olivia will be distinguishing herself a little bit more with time. That thanks for the compliment. There's a bit of that, Billie Eilish Lord sound that is still very popular, but I think aside from people, bashing it a little bit because of, I guess it's over stylization, it's also something that I'm just hearing a little bit too much. And I really love where she goes in that chorus. So it's like I really want her to give me a little bit more of a distinguished tone that feels a bit more that feels a bit more unique and feels a bit more clear, instead of, kind of falling back into that easy stylization, or not easy necessarily, but that kind of, like I didn't need that. I didn't need it. Also, just in general, there's some elements to the song, the production and the songwriting, that make it it's just, it feels a bit cliche. I think that the allegory, or the the item of focus with the driver's license is a really good setup for a breakup song. It's really cool to pick something specific and then draw out from that. I got a driver's license for you, and let's talk about the driver's license, but I'm not really talking about the driver's license. I'm talking about how I'm heartbroken. It's a good songwriting strategy. Everything about the song just screams like solid, by the numbers, but not like super by the numbers, because there's some elements where she gets to really show something unique, but not too much. A lot of it is just very solid. If somebody wrote in a book like, this is how you write a breakup song that's really good, this is how you would do it. And I think it's effective. And some people have their qualms with the lyrics. The lyrics are not that bad. I don't feel like they're so bad, that they hold a song back. I think that they're pretty much up to par. They're very melodramatic, of course. They scream, I'm a sad high school girl who is sad to have broken up with her high school boyfriend, and put it in her journal. That's what the song is, so it makes sense that it sounds like that. And the lyrics themselves, I think they feel very heartfelt, and they feel very heart-wrenching. They're kind of tough, you know what I mean? Like, there's points in the song where it's like, wow, that it does hurt to listen to you say it, that you're okay when I can't believe you're okay when I'm gone. You said forever, da 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 da. It's like, especially because of the way that she sings it, the way that she performs those lyrics, it comes off like very like, you know what I mean? Like it hits a very like comfortable button where it's like, here we go. This, what this is, and it works because she performs it really well. Overall, I think that the song is solid. I think among a lot of the songs that I've heard these days, it's giving me drama. It's giving me sad breakup. It's giving me, vibes of like when I was younger, and like those songs I would hear. And that's not necessarily to say that that's perfect or awful. It just hits on some notes that I think people were kind of missing. There's a lot of detachment, ironic detachment. There's a lot of, kind of moody detachment going on in pop music right now, for where it's like, oh, I'm like, where am I? I'm like, it's weird. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people doing all that kind of stuff, and this is very sincere. And I think that the sincerity of the song, and the very straightforward, just no, I'm just gonna give you a by the numbers, hooky, punchy, sad love song. There you go. That kind of hits a certain je ne sais quoi that people have been missing, because people miss the days when everybody wasn't too cool to do everything. You know what I mean? Like the days that people miss like a bit of tradition, every now and then. And you see this kind of thing happen in music all the time, where somebody comes back with a sound or a style or a feeling that was for a while played out, but has been so overcorrected by the cool new present that it ends up coming back and punching you in the face and feeling really good again. So this also works in accordance with the story behind the song. So let's take a look at what that story is. Sorry that my YouTube thing cuts out so much. It's so strange. This is a story by Gabrielle Sanchez at Vulture. And basically, here's what happens, okay? These two, oh no, they're the leads of the show. They're the leads of the drama. There are 2021 Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, right? Theoreticamente. There's a potential love triangle stewing at Eastview High School. Actress Olivia Rodrigo, who plays Nini Salazar Roberts, released a new single this morning. Filed for divorce. Quickly sparked rumors about the details of her with Joshua Bassett, which is this guy. Some pointed lyrics which fans believe are about Bassett and a certain blonde singer actress, and now the teens and tweens are in a tizzy. The characters dating the series had on-screen chemistry and an off-screen closeness that led to rumors about an IRL relationship. Well, what do you know? They actually did have an IRL relationship, and then all of a sudden Rodrigo posted a TikTok captioned, and that's on Failed Relationships in August, featuring All I Want from the Scooby-Doo soundtrack. She wrote it and sang it in the series, and it's about his character. So many TV show real life parallels, right? Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me, which people are assuming that is about him writing a song. That she whatever. There's a lady named Sabrina Carpenter who's 21 years old who played Maya Hart in Girl Meets World, who apparently is dating Bassett. She's 21. I want to reiterate that she's 21. Olivia Rodrigo is 17. And apparently Bassett, who I think is 20. How old are you, Joshua Bassett? Are you 20? And are you dating a 17-year-old? That's a little weird. You're in very different stages of your lives. Cut it out. They haven't publicly affirmed this, but they've apparently been in each other's TikToks, him and this girl who's his age. And then the song Driver's License, as you heard, there's a blonde girl who's so much older than her. And that's and Sabrina Carpenter is blonde and 4 years older than Olivia Rodrigo. So that's interesting. So here's where it gets interesting. Rodrigo announced the release of Driver's License on January 4th, and a mere hour later, Bassett announced the release of his upcoming single titled Lie, 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 which comes out on January 14th. Followers were quick to call out the coincidence in the closed post, calling it awkward and trying to steal Olivia's thunder. They connected an image of him dimly lit in a car to the music video that Rodrigo released with Driver's License today. Fans also took notice that while many cast members from this show, including these people, commented enthusiastically on Rodrigo's post, only one commented on Bassett's post. Do they know more about the drama that's still to unfold? With season 2 coming, here's hoping that the power of music and a dance number can mend some hearts on the High School Musical, the show set. So here's my thing. This is probably fake. Like, this is probably an industry orchid. Like, this thing happens all the time. It used to happen back in the day. It happens now. It's pushed by the industry, where these young stars will be in relationships with each other, and then they'll drop songs and da. So there's definitely a lot of fakeness here. Is the relationship that they had fake? Probably not. They probably were dating. They probably did like each other. There probably was a thing going on, and that's what's adding the zhuzh. That's what's adding the real zhuzh and the power to this whole thing. But from the fact that she made a TikTok in August about it, and then the fact that she drops the song, and then an hour later he drops a song with a music video with a screenshot that has this, like, almost the same kind of setting of him being in the car in the dark, and they're the two leads of the show dating each other in real life, and they're dating in the show, and then they have a heartbreak, and it's like, okay guys, somebody in the industry is pushing y'all to do this a little bit. Now, I don't think that this is full-on Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello. These people are definitely not dating. But what you have to understand is that in the music industry, fake relationships are set up all the time between pop stars, between artists, to drive engagement, to make people listen to the music, to make people more interested in the shows and the concerts and everything like that, making more money for the companies, right? And this is early in January, but this drama has done a lot of numbers. It's made a lot of waves. It's hitting. And I think that even though it's quite clearly feeling very orchestrated in certain senses. Because first of all, let's be honest, making a song and a music video takes months to do. There's no way they're just going to drop stuff back to back that feels referential to each other without there being some planning on both camps ahead of time. And yes, Olivia Rodrigo wrote the lyrics of the song herself, and she writes a lot of lyrics and writes songs. She's incredibly talented. But there's also, what's this guy's name? His name is Daniel. His name is Daniel. Yeah, you guys are just not gonna catch me slipping trying to pronounce that. So his name is Daniel, and I just don't think that Daniel was brought in by a music company to work on the song. Okay, he was brought in by the company. He was brought in by she wasn't just like, let me call my friend Daniel and see if he can help me out. This is a major production by a music company, and it's smart, and what they're doing is good. And again, does this mean that everything that she's doing completely has no bearing in reality and is all fake and is all drummed up and she's not doing anything herself? No. I think that this girl is evidently very talented, very smart, and very, very, very talented. And I'm sure it's quite possible that there is some drama and some relationship drama happening behind the scenes, but this is also definitely has some mechanical arms going on. But what I find very interesting is that TikTok and the greater young internet has seemed to latch onto this pretty well. They've seemed to find they find this really, really interesting. I don't think that even the people that were behind this would have thought, oh my God, we're going to get a number one out of this. We're not living in the days of Miley and Demi and Selena and, before that Hillary and Lindsay Lohan, where it's like, okay, here it comes. Like, here's a big operation and let's see if we can get the big hit from this. This is probably, they wanted to do this, people at the show, there's probably people at the show that wanted to drive up viewership and all this other stuff. But there's also a lot of natural talent and a lot of natural feel that is bringing this to a point where young people feel very interested in this, because at the end of the day, everybody likes drama. It doesn't care who you are. You could be the most saintly human being in the universe, but if you hear that two of the nuns in the coven are having some problems with each other, you want in on that. That's just how we operate. And this drama feels interesting enough, and the music is powerful enough that young people, even as cynical as young people are nowadays, and as much as they drum their own stuff up out of nowhere all the time, they're finding a lot of interest and they're being very engaged by this little teen star manufactured drama, which is not entirely manufactured, I'm sure. Again, I want to reiterate that, but there's some manufacture there and they're fascinated by it. And I think we're living in a time period where people will talk shit about TikTok music and talk shit about social media and how it's ruining music all the time, and how TikTok is ruining music and everybody's making 2-minute songs and da-da-da. First of all, this song is demonstrating that you don't need a 2-minute song. You can make a song that is as traditional gets and really works still within this format. However, TikTok is also something that you can't, no matter what you do, you can't engineer it. And this has really been the case throughout music history. Even back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, you couldn't make a hit. Even if you had the biggest budget with the best artists and put it in the best platforms, the best marketing and whatever, a hit cannot just hit out of manufacture. It needs the people to take it on and to bring it to life. And TikTok has brought that to our viewpoint as much as ever, because from somebody like Lil Nas X blowing up with that viral song, the one, Old Town Road, over a year ago, to people, championing artists like BTS who are not getting pushes within the Western industry at that level and bringing them to the top of the pop world, to songs like, Ian Dior and 24K Golden, to, whatever the hit. Like, a lot of the hits and a lot of the big songs and the big new artists are coming from places that really are, they're working out of their bedroom. The sound quality can sometimes be shit. It's random. It's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on that's still making it to the top of the world because young people are just naturally flocking to it. and making use of it. And when that engagement comes, the record labels see it now and say, well, we want a piece of this. This is big, so let's get on this. And I much prefer that to something that is so sanitized and so industry orchestrated that it just feels like nobody ever had a choice in the matter in terms of whether or not this song was going to hit. Like, there's still evidence of that, situations where that happens nowadays, but I love TikTok because it allows very authentic engagement, and it's being manipulated as much as people can manipulate it. But at the end of the day, you can't make a hit, and you can't make teens or younger people or even older people pick something that they don't want to pick. And they're getting more opportunities to pick things than ever. So shout out to that. Shout out to Olivia Rodrigo, who I think has a lot of talent and has a very promising, bright future ahead of her. I hope that she continues to strive for excellence. I hope that she continues to develop as an artist. I hope that whatever the situation is with this strange boy sorts itself out and people can move forward in a way that they feel fulfilled by the situation. And I hope that everybody with talent really thrives as long as they're doing the right thing. That's the most vague thing I could ever say, but that's how I'll close this. And so shout out to Olivia Rodrigo, shout out to TikTok, and shout out to 2021, a strange, brave new world. And if you keep sitting on your laurels and shitting on it your whole time, you're not going to have a good time and you're not going to succeed. So,
are you gonna stick around? Yeah. Do you wanna call a cab? Yeah. Are you gonna stick around?